Hello, my name is Gurol Arslan, and this podcast is designed to unleash the lion spirit within you. Are you ready to make the change of your life? Today, I want to talk with you about how do we maintain our energy throughout the day. How can we keep a positive energy, our inner strength, during the day? Quite often we start strong, but then certain things happen during the day where we feel later on drained, where we feel like not really in our own space, where we feel like something has taken our power. You see, there is a misunderstanding of our today's culture that once you have that energy, that it should sustain throughout the whole day, which is simply generally not possible, especially nowadays where there is so much information in place. You might get a text message, you might get the WhatsApp message, you might look on something at Facebook, and that maybe triggers some thoughts or emotions. There might be certain situations we run into people, there is hectic, there is stress, there is then the children if you have some, there is lovers, there are friends, there's so much happening throughout the day. And if you look at all these influences, they all come and shake you, they all shift certain things, they all trigger certain things. Sometimes you are really strong and you can actually maintain for a while a certain level of energy. But if you look at all these influences, it's obvious that somewhere at some point you will feel depleted, empty, distracted, emotionally triggered, sad, angry. There can be different things that come, and during the whole day there's a huge range of things you can actually experience. On top of that, you have your internal inner game, your internal thoughts, the voice that speaks with you, the critical voice maybe, the one that you then try to overcome with your positive, with your energetic voice. Maybe you give up into it. There can be a lot of different influences that have an impact on draining your energy. So once you understand that, you might understand why in the olden days, in previous cultures, they had the habit of attuning with themselves or with the so-called higher power on a regular basis during the day. In many places, in many cultures, prayers, meditation, going into trance, was not only a daily practice, but it was quite often practiced throughout the day. People would make morning rituals, morning prayers, then they will have a meditation or a prayer during lunchtime, maybe even one in between. They will do some rituals together or some celebrations or dances, that will bring you into a trance situation in the evening. So they will have 4, 5, 6, 7 times where they would reattune, reconnect with their higher power. We have lost that. We have substituted this actually with snacks. So what we actually do is when we feel low energy, when we feel drained, you will know this, is like you actually go maybe for a bit of chocolate, maybe for a crisp, maybe for a drink, maybe for a coffee, maybe for a cigarette. So what a lot of people do, they actually have the same urge, the same pattern to get somewhere energy, to get somewhere power, but they go the material way rather than going into themselves and connecting with their higher self, with their higher powers, and reattune there with themselves, recharge them. And because we lack basically these daily practices, these daily routines, that is why we are not able to maintain a certain energy, a certain positiveness, a certain life quality, a certain, quality of inner peace throughout the day. And sometimes to such a degree that little things can shake us and drain us and really distract us, and making our lives like suddenly feeling a bit more empty, powerless, and actually even fearful. So what I strongly suggest is have a daily routine as good as you can of 4 or 5 moments. And these can be 5 minutes. The time doesn't really play a role. The intensity is much more important, which you have to develop with time. So have these 4 or 5 moments during the day where you find your own access to your powerhouse, to your higher self, right? If that is a certain affirmation, something you have on YouTube or something you generated yourself, or is it a prayer? Is it a short meditation? Is it a certain breathing technique like the pranayamas from the yoga, techniques? Have something that helps you to reattune with yourself, to find some peace inside of you, some calmness. You see, there is a proverb in the German language. It is saying, "In der Ruhe liegt die Kraft," which basically translates to, "In the calmness, in the silence is the power." So when you generate these silent moments, that is the place where you calm back, where you center yourself, and when you are actually really strong and can maintain that positive, strong energy. Easy to generate because why? There are so many demands around us. It's even sometimes feels difficult to just go even for the loo and relax there, it's really not easy, especially when you're working, in a job, in a company. And I think actually a lot of companies these days, they really have to adapt to this new understanding of what a human being is, what an employee is, the huge level of information and stress that is coming these days. And they really need to allow people to have these moments, to actually promote that, to actually really give people the chance and the opportunity to develop this kind of routine, not just for them, also for the company, because you see somebody who is centered is more creative, more focused, and more joyful, and can bring more into the company, into the business, into the creativity of a team, and bring solutions. You see, I think that is even, really important for parents, especially for parents who stay at home. And it's not just the stay-at-home moms, it's also the stay-at-home dads. There are moments just where you feel you are really depleted, frustrated. In these moments, you sometimes can crack, to a point where you feel either disengaging with your child, or maybe even feeling triggered in an emotional way and reacting in a way that you later on might, feel unhappy about or guilty about or ashamed about. And then you have to again deal with those thoughts, those emotions, try to correct that if you can or if you feel like it. So to cut it, short here is really develop a routine, stick to it. Have some practices, discover some of them, and I might help you to discover them either in my workshops or here on YouTube, to practice a form of connecting with your higher self, connecting with your true self, finding your inner peace, centering yourself, okay? And that 4 or 5 times during the day. You see, there is a lot of critics about religions, but some of these religions, they have actually a very highly developed discipline. And if we look at these institutions, they have lasted over thousands of years. There is something about it that attracts people. Now, either we agree with these religions or not, either we believe in them or not. The major thing is about learning from everything that is around us, taking the best from everything around us. And one of these disciplines been in the Islamic religion, the 5 times prayer a day. If we look at the Christian culture, they had, 4 or 5 times prayers during the day in the monasteries. They had several times these moments of attunement with this higher super consciousness called God or the creator or, goddess or whatever you believe in, it is. And this practice was helping them to be highly focused, to be highly centered, to be even more ethical, to be more, prepared for what is coming during life, during the day, to be more intuitive and to be more accurate with the response that they had, towards certain situations. Yes, we will all fail. Yes, we will all make mistakes. Yes, we will all have our weaknesses. But it's really about focusing on our strengths to really get ahead. And you can only do that really like when you are centered, when you're really in your body, when you're really within yourself. So please, if you can, discover some of the practices that you can use, and I can highly recommend affirmations, prayer, short meditations, pranayama, breathing techniques, body scan, in order to reattune with yourself and really, by this, maintaining a higher level of energy, awareness, and consciousness, so you can really give the best to the world, to yourself. And please remember, in this world, everything we give, we receive. Sooner or later, the positivity or the negativity we give to people, it will come back. So this kind of daily practice routine helps you to make less mistakes concerning your own karma or feedback of life or law of attraction, right? So it helps you to actually have a more happy and abundant life. It's a simple thing, it's a simple trick maybe, but it's highly effective, and I can just recommend you to use it for your own benefit and the benefit of the people around you that you love. Bye. Please stay attuned. Share this podcast and share this maybe with people where you think they could really need that. And also please subscribe. More is going to come for you and all my friends. Bye.